Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about Sevagoth. Sevagoth is a Warframe I've played kind of like off and on since his release. Not a Warframe I've like dedicated like some crazy amount of time to or anything, but in the past week I did finally land on a really nice solid build that I'm a fan of and that I've been using and actually enjoying it. So yay, I like Sevagoth. The build in question that I have is going to basically patch one of his problems that I was running into a lot while trying to, well, get to this final build, and that issue being energy and the complete lack of it that he has at times, because yeah, he goes through energy a lot. You'll go from full energy, just nuking tile sets, having a blast, and then you have no energy, your gloom's not activated, there's 20 guys in front of you, and then you're dead. Yeah, that was me. So this build is going to solve that issue basically through a lot of energy sustain. So with that being said, normally in my builds I will say, you know, you can swap this out or you can change this for that, or this is not one of those builds, sad to say. This is very much a, if you don't basically Control C, Control V my build, I can't guarantee that you're going to have same or similar results. So just bear that in mind. If you change anything, your results may vary. So, starting with the Archon shards here, I have 3 Tau Forged Strength shards. I could not get a Pyro Strength mod in the build proper, so this is basically substituting for that. And then for the other 2 Archon shards, I have the max energy on spawn Archon shards. Now you're probably thinking, I can probably just get away with one of those. Nope, I thought the same thing. It did not work. I needed 2. I was hoping I could get away with just one of these suckers too. Yeah, I was wrong. I needed 2. So just, if you try and take one of these off, just bear that in mind. Maybe the game likes you more than it likes me, but I need both of these. So let's get into the build here proper. So we're using Brief Respite, so Sevagoth is going to be surviving largely off of shield gating, but this is going to be fairly easy thanks to, well, Brief Respite here that I'm showing off, and then the Augur Reach, because you're just going to be spamming abilities like crazy, so you're going to get your shields back fairly quickly. In addition to the survivability, there's Prime Sheer-Footed. Getting knocked down with Sevagoth is basically a death sentence, so this gets rid of that. Rolling Guard is going to remove your status effects when you roll, which is really nice. Stretch goes with the Augur, Reach there to give us a decent amount of range. Precision Intensify is going to boost Roar, because Roar does increase the damage of Weep, which is really good. And then we've got Equilibrium, Prime Flow, and Energize for the main build energy sustain options. These are, as far as I know, pretty mandatory. Ordinarily, I would try and find ways around showing off Arcane Energize, but with the event that we had, I think that Energize is a lot more abundant, so I think it's a little bit easier to recommend for just players in general. I was going to say newer players, but even older players may not necessarily have had this, but I think a lot more players have this now. I did mess around with Archon or Arcane Steadfast to use like different aura mods and whatnot to try and get like a different result, to just try and spam cast things, but then my issue became, okay, I can sustain myself, but then I die because I can't live through anything. So this basically gets around all of that in a way. So now the last 2 mods here are his 2 augment mods, Shadow Haze and Dark Provocation. So that's augments for his 2 and his 1 respectfully. So what you want to do is cast Sow, then you roar. You want to cast Gloom before all this, of course, too. But then you cast Weep, and then this is going to hit enemies that are affected by Sow, and then they're going to have that damage vulnerability on them that's going to get boosted by roar. They're going to take a percentage of damage on top of everything, and yeah, it's just Nuke City, and it's pretty good. Not much else really to it than that. Just the, setup 2, blast them with the 1. That's basically about it. And then thanks to the augment here, when they die, they will spawn like an extra 3 shadows or whatnot to go out and then spread things out further. One of the iterations with the build that I had higher duration, and that wasn't smart because the build just wasn't working at all entirely. So if you have like higher duration, that could be an issue for why you can't do certain things, or why like you can't like do the nukes that you see like other people doing, because higher duration is not necessarily great for using these augments here and trying to nuke. I tried to fit in like transient fortitude or something to try and get like maybe like a little less duration and a little more power strength, but I just couldn't fit it in the build. Sad to say, but yeah, this is the build, and it's been working pretty well for me. And then one of the last things of energy sustain here is good old Death Cube. So yeah, with casting the abilities a whole lot, your duplex bond's going to be going off like crazy. Death Cube is going to be shooting out a lot of targets with the Tazakor here. This is the build for that. This is also spreading viral, which is nice as well with all of the copies. But yeah, this has been great. And then Sith Deconstruct also will spawn some health orbs to help with energy generation as well, which has been very, very nice. So yeah, Death Cube, really, really solid choice there. And then for the last little minute thing of energy that we can get is the Photon Overcharged with the Galaxion. Yes, that is how much energy sustain that I wanted. Granted, this one you probably don't need. I just think it's funny to include. But yeah, just using a Debilitate build on him with Roar, all of the status effect DOTs and whatnot that you can cause with the statuses from Debilitate and everything, end up doing a lot of damage. Roar will do that to things, but I really like using the Galaxion with Roar just to make things do a lot more damage. Then I'm using the Epitaph here just as a little primer. Nothing really fancy here, just priming things up a little bit more with viral, just more status effects, just having things take more damage from the weep and whatnot. And then I have the Coda Path Assist here just to throw things out from a glaive, just using influence. Nothing too crazy, just using this to maybe get rid of a few acolytes or something, but nothing too major. And then I have Madurai as the school, so you can get an extra, if you have the sling, is it sling power strength, I think, that you can use for that. So let's see here. Sling strength, there it is. Yeah, it's this guy right here. So that's what you can use for that. Because you're not going to be using Zeneric too often because, well, you're going to constantly have Gloom on. At least I'm going to recommend that you have Gloom on. Otherwise, again, I can't guarantee that you're going to live. And we're just going to go ahead and jump into the little 5-minute survival here. And I get to show this off.
The art of combat must be practiced to truly master the canvas of war.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
And there's all that. So 2, then 1, then gone. Look at all this energy. Two, 1, gone. 2, 1, gone. 2, 1, gone. 2, 1, gone. See, it's just kind of that simple. Although now we need to roar again. You don't have to do the whole Moderai thing, like all the time when you cast roar. I just do it in the beginning for Gloom so that the flow is higher.
Ready for a capsule.
And yep, the whole tile set just can't really stop any of it. Yep. When I said ability spam, I kind of meant the ability spam. Like, we have a lot of shields right now, and it's just because I'm just casting so many of abilities. So that's the auger reach there, like taking it in and effect. So if you're wondering why my shields just keep going up, that's why.
We'll buy you more time.
Nothing over there. You can go away. Yeah, that's gonna go away. Okay, nothing over there. They're gone. Oop, any more of this. I thought I was in a little less damage. That was probably why my roar must have ran out. Alright, here we go. I know what you think you're doing. Alright, so now that I've got the battle nice and built up, let's do this. This, uncast this, recast this, and let's see how much power strength I have, or what the slow is. Slow's at 71, that's not bad.
Life support on the way.
Whoop, back here, there's more enemies over here. There we go. And yep, this is just nuking Sevagoth essentially.
Additional life support has arrived.
You just gotta make sure that your Q's active and that your roar's up and whatnot. Yeah. I'll just take some energy from you. There we go. Actually, I always use the Black Beyond really quick just so. Yep, see, just delete. Delete, 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 delete. Yeah, a lot of anything that can use like debilitate, that can then like also have roar on it is really, really good. Because once all the statuses get built up, it just they just can't take it. Yeah, like funny enough, yeah, like that. I'm just gonna spam right in his face, I don't care. And there we go. Acolyte is no more, and that wasn't bad at all. Let me throw this thing and see if you have it on me. Let's just show this off. I've showed off everything else. Might as well show this guy off. Although this is less for like synergy for the building, just more so I have like an out button in case if I need it for some reason. Yep, I'm standing like a madman, and energy has not been a problem.
Off to a successful start.
Like,
Extraction
Energy's
is
not a
available
problem.
if
Living
you need
isn't
it.
a problem. I just get to go like this like crazy, and I'm a happy little camper. All right. Well, that is the Sevagoth build.
And so we learn the
Give Sevagoth a
importance
shot.
of
Give the build a shot.
and purpose.
I really like it. I really like Sevagoth now. I hope you like the video. Take care. Bye for now. Peace.